am now. Upper Yoder. I love Upper Yoder meetings. They're always a good time. I kind of also like the fact that I get way more viewers than they do. something about that tickles my fragile ego. I don't know. So hey, welcome back to my channel. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. I just got, I think, the coolest hat that I own. Thank you, Hills. Appreciate it. I think so. You know?
I would imagine.
So,
hey, wait. It's part of the woke.
Yeah, we're woke.
Yeah, we're woke.
Wokey woke.
We're woke.
Damn! Just the man I wanted to see. I have presents. I have presents for you. I do. You guys actually get the special.
When you get to the point where you don't have it,
all first responders get the special holographic version.
Yeah. I'd agree. I think it
You've heard me say it a million times.
I do.
Getting you on camera because you're always on camera, Tim. You've heard me say it a million times. There you go.
Yeah.
You need another one for your helmet?
He's a man.
Jamie's not here tonight?
No, she's not.
Well, then here's one for her too.
Well, thank you.
Anybody else need one while we're at it? Anybody else?
I'll put it in there.
I'm running out of the special holographic ones. I've been running into a few of you guys. The Oakland PD, in Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Loved those.
No kidding.
Loved them. Yeah. Yeah. They were. I don't even want to say they were really up to no good. They were just making their presence known in front of my hotel when I was out there over the weekend, and I just kind of walked by and was like, "Here, guys." They appreciated it. The sentiment on the stickers, though, they really did. They were like, "Yeah, you're kind of right," you know. I said to them flat out. I said, when you call the fire departments because your house is burning down, they come and put it out for you. They help you. I was like, when we call you guys if you need help, you usually end up in handcuffs. He's like, that's a pretty true assessment. So, but then a friend of mine who's local out there, went on to tell me that oftentimes you call them and they just don't fucking show up. Okay, they just don't ever fucking show up. Like you're like, hey, I'm actively being murdered right now. Could you send somebody? Maybe.
Yeah.
Can I get back to you?
Yeah, right. An officer may or may not be out to take your complaint. So
please take a number.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in line. Yeah, it's like the deli. Oh man.
Yep. So
pull a tab.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see what's going on.
So yay, good times. This should be for somebody's flying down the road. Okay. No, I don't know if I hit the dollar sign on this video or not yet.
We got like 5 minutes or something.
I'm real careful about flipping that thing. I'm real careful about hitting that thing now. Hi, everybody who's watching my video. Thank you. Appreciate you watching. We're going to go inside now. I declare test.
Doors open at 6:50. Bless you, Master.
Go ahead.
You coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna get the agenda here. The agenda. Okay. I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. Hi, Alice.
How are you?
I'm having so much fun.
She's off for a long period of time because of the
Computer decides to do an update.
Good timing for it.
Yeah, so I will show you. We were.
Yeah, you know what?
It's not the.
It's my turn. You guys got
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we got 6 meetings, so it's probably on the show. It'll take at least a couple.
7 p.m. 7 a.m. So
We should tie balls evenings, you know what I mean?
Each of these will sit
So,
Is there anything simple anymore? Complicated. Yeah. Seems like somebody threw a switch and now all of a sudden it's,
That's why I spend as much time with my dog as I can.
there you go.
Honest to God, man, she is the most uncomplicated thing.
And they appreciate it.
And so do I.
Yeah.
I mean, she's my baby girl.
Had some teeth out, you said?
Yeah, she had 3 teeth out. She's doing great. You know, she's on her heart medicine now too. She's no longer choosing violence for her pills. I mean, I don't have to shove them down her throat anymore.
That's something.
She's choosing ham and a little bit of cream cheese for her
Nice.
pills now. She's got to take 4 fucking pills every day. So I mean,
Well,
she's 14. She's gonna be 15 in October. So I mean, she's gonna have to take some.
we may be there one day, you know?
She's like 100 years old. You know, I mean, I can't believe it, man. She's the best dog ever. She really is.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
I know you were a little worried there for a while.
I was very worried about her. Yeah, I lost Chester on New Year's Day, so you know I couldn't. I just wanted to at least see her have another birthday. So you know, hopefully she gets this one. 15 more, man. I hope, but I'm pretty realistic, you know.
Yeah.
So I haven't even begun to even find where beagles are anymore. You know, I mean.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, well, there was the 1500 or so out from the Ridgeland. I don't know if you saw anything about there was
So they
a.
probably won't, like he said, they probably won't.
There was a research facility that they rescued a whole bunch of beagles from. They typically use beagles for animal testing, which really sucks. Yeah. What's the dude's name? Is it Geeky Butler from Black Sabbath, the drummer? I'm pretty sure there was somebody from rock and roll that got involved with it too. You know what I mean? Yeah, but they were having trouble with him. They were real skittish. You know what I mean? Never been on grass. That just breaks my heart when I see my big floppy or Mabel's cousins. You know.
Maybe that Beagle Club, I don't know if they have any, you know.
I don't even want to think that yet because she's still, you know what I mean? She's running up and down the steps again. We have her on anti-inflammatories and everything, so she's actually like running up and down the steps. You know, I might be seeing zoomies here in a couple of days. I tell her, hey, you want to do some zoomies?
Not yet, we're getting there. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yep.
And actually, today is my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
I'm gonna actually address that in the public comments. So that's all I have to talk about today. I don't have anything to bitch about here.
I haven't seen her in a while. It's been. Wow.
I haven't seen her probably longer than you.
Yeah, and you're in that area, you have no excuse.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of times I'm in a little
I don't see her middle drive either.
yeah, unfortunately, I come up there as much as I can. When I walk, I have a cousin that lives up there by me.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
It's my fault, really.
You're not.
No, we're not. 6:59. Oh, wait.
Joe, don't worry about it, man.
Call the meeting to order with the pledge to the flag. And pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. At the end of the last meeting, we had an executive session and no action was taken. What's that? Oh. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda?
Joe, second.
Second.
Dan? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting, July 16th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Okay. It's passed. And public comment period on agenda items only. Is there anybody that has an agenda item they'd like to discuss? Okay.
And you? Okay. Shouldn't take too long, maybe just a few moments. I think I know what to do here. Hit the button, right, Alice?
Yes, sir. You got it.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so agenda. This is the July's meeting. I left this here in July. Nobody cleaned it up. Sorry. So I just have a quick comment on a few things that I see in the unfinished business. The first thing I see is the revision of the solicitation ordinance. I understand the spirit of every solicitation ordinance that is on the books in every municipality in the country. It is a targeted First Amendment violation to try to restrict someone's manner of speech based upon the fact that they are selling something. And to want to identify those people is also an unreasonable search or seizure. If you guys want to go forward with that, I will challenge it in court because it applies. We made great leaps and bounds a few months ago when we had a resolution revision that produced a more constitutionally favorable decorum here. That needs to also apply into your resolutions and your ordinances in the township and how you apply them. Furthermore, I do see the revision of garbage and recycling ordinances. I hope that is to update it to further your actual application of it and to not be so stupid, frankly. I have an issue actually on not really a question, but I have a statement about data center zoning amendments. Okay, if you don't see that as Mark Walker just trying to get billable hours out of you guys, okay, there is no, like I think Joe stated, we're not a target for data centers, okay, and if we are and if we were, that is some kind of industry and economy that comes to this area. Okay, for how many years did we exploit the natural resources, the water, the coal? These rivers ran orange for years for coal and to make steel. Why can't we make technology here? Okay, so that is really just Mark Walker trying to get billable hours out of you guys because apparently you're not sending them enough zoning shit to work on or something. I don't know, but or maybe Sue came up with some kind of idea, but that is something that you guys already lost 670 Gouger Street into the tax roll because you guys own it now. So I think that's all I have on agenda items, and I will be speaking to you guys in the public participation section also.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak?
Should I speak to?
Go ahead, Dave.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. You probably know who I am. First, a couple of things, and I want to thank Joe and Dave for being professional, sincere, and they care about this township. They are the most ultimate people we could have here. Beyond, it's amazing to me of what I've seen in you two. Joe, what you said after the last meeting you were here in June, you wrote it down, a note about me and that damn generator. I've been in therapy and counseling, thank you. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to work it out. And Dave, I got info for you when we catch up. We talked about something. So when you, thank God he's not here tonight. You can't interrupt me. He can't interrupt me. You cannot deflect when I say something. He interrupted me. I hope you weren't galling for me because I'm going to explain it to you. I don't know if your janitor's hiding in the back room, but when I speak, it's going to be interrupted. It's not going to be interrupted. It's violation of free speech. It's a violation of the Sunshine Law. So what I can do is I can file, you have to redo the meeting, I can file First Amendment. Now, John gets 25 grand for that. You want to pay me 25 grand to let Mr. Ed here sit there and interrupt me? Good. But you weren't gabbling for me, right?
Right.
What's that?
You're right, I was not.
Thank you. Okay. And then the only other thing I want to do, which, in my entire careers in life, I was into data, mining data and everything else. I brought up a question about that Glendale Regional Police, and we let Dan answer it. My problem is this. There is no regional police. There's no Glendale. There's nothing going to happen. It's not. Why are we holding equipment to go to multiple other departments? I'm sure if you ask John, there's several departments who would want that equipment. We're holding it for a company or a place that doesn't exist. Is this some kind of underhanded backdoor deal, or is it legitimate? Because I have a problem with somebody wants to buy our property. This township, we got killed a lot by you guys destroying the police department. But I am not accepting that we're sitting there holding equipment for a department that'll never happen. There's no such thing as Glendale. I don't care what WAC said. They're like watching Fox News. There's nothing there. I don't like to be liked. I have a problem with people not telling me the truth. That department will never happen. That equipment needs to go on the market and get rid of it. It costs us enough money to do this. And that's it for now. I got some other stuff for you later, but thank you.
Is there anybody else that has?
I do. All right, I'm Karen Hill. What comprises the general fund?
Continue.
And what are the other fund expenditures?
Continue.
That's all I have.
3 minutes. You have 3 minutes.
That's all I have.
Okay, you can sit down and I'll answer.
Okay.
The general fund accounts, unless you want to handle it because you're the treasurer,
I certainly can.
I'd be more than happy to list them all from here.
Yeah,
You want me
yeah,
to
you can.
list them? Okay. General fund has petty cash, general fund checking, general fund savings, payroll checking, holding account, and a hospital fund. The other question was, other fund would be, let me get the blue, I'll just get the green sheet out. I'll get it off of the green sheet. If you
I have the green sheet here.
Okay, go ahead.
So other fund expenditures include the building fund, the fire company fund, the fire hydrant fund, the garbage fund, the hospital reimbursement account fund, the recreation fund, and the state liquid fuel fund, and the street light fund. Sounds like a lot of funds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else? Okay, so we'll move next to approval of the reports, secretary income fund balances, profit and loss statements, and payroll. Do
Make a
I-
motion, we approve the reports, coming back to them as necessary.
Joe?
Second.
Dan? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Approval of general fund bills.
So, general fund bills totaling $94,418.18. Do I have a motion to approve the general, oh, I'm sorry, you
That's
had
it.
not mine.
It's a roll call for approval.
I make a motion, we accept.
Yeah?
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Joe?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye. Dan?
Aye.
Approval of other fund expenditures.
So we have other fund expenditures in all those wonderful funds I listed earlier, in the amount of $40,349.04.
Motion. Dave?
Second.
Dan? Is roll call, please?
Dan?
Yes.
Sue?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Dave?
Passes. Okay. We now have West Hills Regional Police. Sergeant Tadaro is here tonight.
Evening. For the month of July 2026, there were a total of 588 reports of service by the West Hills Regional Police Department for a total year-to-date of 3,240. Of those calls, 170 for the month of July 26 were in Upper Yoder Township. Year-to-date, 891. Traffic citations, 18 for the month, 37 for the year, with 9 warnings and 51 warnings for the year in Upper Yoder Township. Looks like we had 12 reportable crimes, of which looks like 6 were cleared by arrest. There were 2 reportable motor vehicle accidents, one involving a motorcycle, where 1 person was injured. And we had 16 calls for assists outside of the West Hills Regional Police jurisdiction, various and sundry different departments, Johnstown, Richland, Ferndale, St. Clair Township. To note, West Hills Hero event was moved from the Grove, to the Grove due to weather issues from the Lighter Drive area. The Lighter Side group did a fantastic job coordinating the event. Planners advised that they will be donating proceeds from the event to all emergency response agencies involved. I believe there were 7. Officers had a chance to mingle with participants and vendors safety literature was given out on e-bike safety and guidance. The Lighter Site group is already planning the event for next year, and they're hoping with the cooperation of the weather that this continues to be a yearly thing for them. To note, Officer Schuster had received training in Glock Armor School and is certified as a Glock armorer now, where he will be responsible for repair and maintenance of department-issued handguns. And as we had talked before about Lexipol, I don't know, some of you weren't aware, that is moving right along, and we've had a training program that was implemented to all officers who have completed that training, at least initially. Gives them a basis of how that program is going to work when those policies and procedures are passed out.
I didn't ask this on Tuesday, but has the entire force, including part-time, that kind of initial introductory training?
They have. They all had to register on the website to get in, and we obviously can see who's been on it, who's not been on it. When we assign training, they're assigned a certain period of time that they have to complete that training. It's not complete until they finish the test, which is clearly something that's going to come with the policies and procedures. So they have a better understanding of what is expected of them under those policies and procedures. But yes, everyone has.
I think I understand that all the client have completed it and some of the part-timers still working on it.
Correct. So yeah, we get a little bit more time for those guys that aren't on the schedule routinely, but yeah, I believe we may have one or two that are still waiting to finish that per the schedule. So.
And the other matter, and again, I just want this board to be aware, the commission is in the process at the discretion of the chair of the commission, advertising for additional help in the office over there. I know it's only been 2 days. Do you know if there's been any movement on that?
I don't know. Today, the chief was out today, so I don't know. I know there was some discussion. Where that's going from there, I'm not sure. I believe that's going to be an issue as far as when the hiring comes, would be the commission would be notified, and obviously at that time, I'm assuming interviews and so forth to move forward. So, yes.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Was there any discussion at the police commission meeting about the electric bike situation?
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion, and it continues to be a hot topic, not only here, but across the Commonwealth, actually across the country. There is a discussion where we're looking to maybe implement some flyers or some literature that may be available, hopefully in the short term, to provide to residents of all the municipalities that we cover, kind of an informational type pamphlet, if you will, so that they may be updated on the laws and restrictions depending on what bike they're driving or operating at that time.
It seems like there's more E4 bikes showing up, which
Yes.
are, 35 mile an hour plus.
Correct.
Sarge, probably a possibility is, I know we're going to get our newsletter out earlier next year. If the chief, he could pass on name, if they could get an article in our newsletter, that would be accurate, because it goes to every resident in the township. So that would be a good way to do it.
It's a great idea.
Okay, because it would be a one mailing and it would be covered by the police department.
So,
Okay.
just, Dan, to give you a little more background on that particular thing, the commission has authorized the department to move forward at a cost not to exceed $5,000 for a postcard mailer that quickly lists the existing regulations in this space.
Great.
To help parents understand what's, responsibility looks like. Also, they're working with Mr. Mitchell at the school, Dr. Mitchell, and doing something in the school where kids start. They put out a newsletter next week when the kids start. That's going to be in the school also, and that doesn't cover everybody, but covers a lot. And then all the connected municipalities also doing exactly what you just said.
Perfect.
So we're on top of this. I think the commission's going to do a good job of that.
There have been some enforcement detail as well. I mean, it's obviously we're stopping, educating the younger ones about what they can and can't do with those bikes. Obviously, safety in mind at this point. So.
And if they see the ones that are obeying the law, they're stopping them and telling them they're doing a good job.
Correct. And the biggest issue realistically is a lot of these younger folks aren't aware of the traffic laws, and that's where our problems really stem from. So.
Getting any kickback from the parents for the kids getting stopped?
Nothing on either side that I'm aware of yet. Most of it's been contact with the riders at the time, but nothing either positive nor negative. So I mean that's a good sign. So. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Emergency Services, Tim Wrights.
Good evening. Incidents for the Operator Fire Company for July, 62 fire incidents. EMS was 172 for 234 incidents for July. A year to date, 261 incidents for fire, 1,071 EMS incidents for a year to date, 1,332. July training focused on hose and water movement and review and tour of McElwain bus site on Ferndale Avenue. This included us planning for different types of buses that we may encounter on the road, particularly in the upcoming school year. This included the fact that McElwain's does have diesel, gas, propane, and electric. Did speak with Mr. Mitchell at the high school. He had indicated that probably within the next, and I'm going to say the next year, there will be probably looking at about getting 5 electric buses for the school district through a grant program that they will have. So those things, I spoke with him again this morning. The way that those things are working, just to let everybody know, the electric buses that are down at the school, or I'm sorry, down in McElwain, they have safety systems that are built in, that they have continuous cooling of the electric, of the battery system. So they are continuously cooling them so that they do help prevent any type of runaway, and which is an excellent thing. And the maintenance folks down there, that if they're plugged in, they are set so that if they should start to go into any type of thermal runaway, or there is a problem, there is an advanced warning that is set off, that as soon as that starts to happen, to the maintenance folks, that they get an alert so that those things are not going out of control without anybody at 3 a.m. until maybe the police are doing their patrol and realize that the whole lot is on fire, that there would be something there, because obviously there's no fire alarm sitting outside there. So they do have safety contingencies that are put in place there. Also down in Ferndale, we do provide EMS coverage for Ferndale Borough. So we did have crews that were on standby during the Ferndale Jubilee, during their annual event, which was a good time had by all. With the increase in rain this past month, we did see more trees and wires that were on the roadways. We will continue to clear roadways when wires are not involved. But we do ask that the public be well aware that if there's trees that are down on their own property, that we'll come in and take a look to make sure that there's no wires involved, but we do not clear anything that's on private property. And as a reminder to always watch for any type of overhead wires that may be tied up in any tree, because everything is considered to be live until they're cleared by the utility companies. This past month, we did update one of our fire engine generators because of age. And we do have one of our other fire engines going to be planned to go down to 4 guys in Myersdale for some routine pump maintenance. So we wanted to make sure everything was in alignment with that. Just training, we will be hosting our ropes course, which will be starting at the end of this month and through September. We're probably halfway full with that course right now for participants that have signed up. And we did participate in the West Hills Heroes. It was moved to the Grove. So we did get to participate with the other departments as well, other emergency services, and seem to have a pretty good event and turnout, and look forward to participating with that next year. That's all I have.
Chief, when your engine goes down, do you get a loaner, or you just rely on mutual aid?
We use the one pumper that we do have then.
Okay, you want help? We have two engines?
We have 2 engines, so we just rely on the one that
We
we
went
use.
in and you call for mutual aid?
Yep.
Correct, okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if they gave you a loaner or not.
No. Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we
I have a question about solar.
Yeah.
And the solar on the roofs. Recently, I was talking with one of the other fire chiefs, I think the one in Richland, and they talked about the concern they have about even though they've pulled the power, there's still power through there, as well as, I think you and I have talked in the past about access to the roof. Are you doing additional training, and how will that all work even with the homeowner, that they're aware of those situations?
So any solar power any of the solar panels that are on anybody's roofs, they have additional power. So they have a battery that is connected, and that's what everybody's looking to do. So it stores power. So they have a separate power shutoff. So even though we may rely on us securing the power to the house in the event that the house is on fire, we also have to make sure that we're securing that, we'll call it the solenoid. We'll secure that power grid as well. And even still, you have to worry about the fact that there still could be power that is generating inside those solar panels as well. So it does cause a potential harm for anybody that is working off of that roof. And also to a lot of people's points right now, the issue and one of the concerns, and it's become a very controversial subject right now in the fire industry, is whether or not to put people on a roof. Because if the fire is underneath you, it's not always the greatest and safest thing to be on top of a roof, particularly if it's directly under you. So that's why ladder trucks are one of the things that are the safest to work off of. So it becomes very, very touchy as to whether or not you're able to put somebody on there. Now with metal roofs, it's even worse because of the way that people may slide or not be on there, and people are putting a whole bunch of other things on their roofs that may not necessarily be great and safe for us to be up on there.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do have to now watch out for the solar panels that add to it. And we're aware that as we drive around the area, we do look for those, and they are increasing significantly.
We're aware of that here with
Yes.
the applications.
Yep.
So you had mentioned the electric buses, and I know we talked previously. Has the department acquired enough materials to put out these battery-type fires?
They're gonna burn.
Just let them burn?
Yep.
And does that affect the water supply?
Not when they're burning. Yeah, pretty much not when they're burning. As long as they're not gonna be a risk to anything else, they're gonna pretty much burn. Yeah. So we spend an awful lot of time looking at other things, and the reality is that when we looked at them and we spent a significant amount of time looking at all of comparing them to traditional combustion engines, they're probably not burning at a rate that everybody is all worried about. What they do though is that we're fearful of how bad they burn and the heat and the gases that they give off. So it's a new area, and what we're finding is that they're not as bad they're just as bad as the other ones when they burn. It's just that they burn hotter, they burn faster, they burn with more gases that are coming off of them. But the rates, when you compare diesel and gas versus those, they're not much different. I mean, the rates, those other ones probably burn more frequently. Right now, we're also worried about the silence of them. If you stood next to a regular diesel bus, the regular diesel buses are very loud. Those buses, they have to have beeps on them, or because the fans go, you don't even know they're running. So we're now more worried about, our stuff is also switching over to how to secure them to make sure that when they're running, that you actually are aware that they're running. So.
You mentioned about the gases that come off of buses. I remember the fire that you had out on the Knocker. You had to decontaminate the equipment.
Yes.
Will you be purchasing more equipment if you have more fires? Will you have enough equipment for everybody to be able to?
That's so the answer to that question, to be brutally honest, the biggest issue is that probably to put one person without the breathing air in the pants, the boots, the coats, you're probably talking about just roughly, we'll just round it probably to about $5,000 per person. They last, estimated lifespan is 10 years. They typically don't last 10 years depending on the wear and tear. You may get about 7 years if you're lucky out of them. And if each person were to have 2 sets, you're talking $10,000 per person. So just in probably right now off the top of my head, I mean, you're figuring 15 people, that's well over $150,000 that you're looking at. So the answer would be right now, if I had to go out and buy $150,000 worth of fire gear, no.
So, I mean, do you have rotation and plans involved to be able to cover some?
Some of the manufacturers do allow for us to use what they'll call rental gear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, we want them all safe.
Yep. Yeah, so do we.
Chief, on this, back to these solar panels in the house, you said there's a cutoff that the homeowner would have. Would you recommend some sort of cutoff that maybe we could put in our zoning or something that the fire department could have, to have cutoff, have a cutoff?
It's essentially a shut-off, just like you would have in your home for your main power.
It's on the outside of the house?
Some are on the inside, some are on the outside.
But my point being is, should they be on the outside in case something happens where you know you can shut it off if you see solar panels on the roof?
Those are gonna be up to code. That's gonna be up to the code, that's gonna be up to the NEC coding that they would have to do for when they put them in.
Could we, as a township, go above that code?
That would be something that would be up to Mr. Walker. Yeah,
Just a thought.
yeah, I'm thinking of.
If you're saying they're in the basement, there's a fire, how are you gonna get in?
I'm
shut it
thinking,
down?
well, that's the problem we run into now. If it's an electrical panel right now, we would look at a remote disconnect from Penelec for that aspect of it. Penelec, with the new electric meters, they do a remote disconnect to try to disconnect the power at that house. That doesn't disconnect the power that comes from the wires to the
meter,
house.
To the meter.
But we try to do our manual stuff in that basement as well. I'm trying to think, my neighbors that have a solar panel, I believe I know there's a box on the outside of their house. I'm trying to think if they have a master switch off.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something to maybe help your team out, your guys and girls that work with you, because it's a safety factor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's in the house, they're not gonna be able to get to it, but if there would be something outside the house that you could even cut a deadbolt off, cut the lock off and get it to shut it down, it would be better.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking for some input, think about it, we can talk to Walker about that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anything else? All right, thank you.
Next, we have the engineer's report, Chase Modick. It's been a long time since you've been.
Yeah, hi everybody. So I talked to Sue a couple weeks ago. The township received a stormwater complaint, and she just wanted me to attend the meeting and kind of talk about it and give a little bit of a history on it. So I do, with that being said, I'm gonna start completely different, but the annual MS4 status report is due at the end of September. This is a requirement for most permit holders. It's just a standard annual status report that needs submitted. So would the board like for us to prepare it for submission, and then we can have it ready for signatures next month?
I mean, that requires a motion?
Typically, yeah,
So,
we do it.
Question, who's prepared that report in the past?
We have,
Okay, so this is a formality?
pretty much.
they know the layout of the township?
Right.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that you do the MS4 report.
Second.
Thank
Those
you.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Thank you. Now, the stormwater complaint was at the Giant Eagle property on Goucher Street. And Giant Eagle, just to give a little bit of background, they own and maintain a private stormwater management system that is all on their property. So they have inlets, pipes, everything that discharges it or conveys flow to a detention area that's on the north side of the property towards Berkeley Road and Roxbury. So everything goes to there, and then there's 2-level spreaders. When the water level comes up, it goes out over the hillside into the township's debris basin that's on Berkeley Road. The Public Works Department, they are responsible for maintaining the debris basin, cleaning it out, making sure everything's functional on Berkeley Road. And that also collects some stormwater runoff from other township storm sewers. It collects in a catch basin at the bottom of it, takes it underground through Roxbury Park down into the city. We have submitted grant applications previously for to rehab that, to stabilize it, make sure that there's no accelerated erosion and scouring occurring, because it is in close proximity to people's houses there. Grant funding has not been secured for that yet, but we have seen, or at least it's been reported that that basin at the very bottom where it goes back underground can see 5 to 6 feet of ponding during heavy rainfall. So it gets pretty bad there. It's even gotten to the point where in real big events, it'll start going over land down and like flood the basketball courts down at Roxbury.
Do you know how long ago that was?
Before I started,
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay,
How long has that been?
about 5 years. So that was previous to us being here.
And are there
Hasn't been
any,
any, I'm sorry, you go.
I'm sorry, are there any active grants?
There are none right now. The small water and sewer grants are typically the best ones for this, just because it's a low match. Typically their cap is a $500,000 project. Obviously every year that costs go up, so you can do a little bit less with it. But that program did not open this year. The last time it opened was last spring. And we did apply then, but it was unsuccessful.
Have those overflows gone over the top this year at all, with all the rain we've had?
No.
They have not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. The idea is to keep them clean so the water stays in them and not have brush and everything everywhere.
Right, yep.
Who inspects them?
Who inspects the debris basin?
Yeah.
It's basically the Public Works Department goes out and cleans it as needed. Just clears the brush, any
Are you talking about
trash.
in the dependent area going up the hill in the Gabion or at the bottom? Or everything?
Pretty much the whole thing, yeah.
Would
The-
the township only do the township part? Isn't Giant Eagle responsible for their part?
Only on their property. Once it goes over the level spreaders on their property at the very top of the hill, they don't own it.
Jared, when was the last time we took a good look at that,
We were there probably a week ago and cleaned it up.
cleaned it up?
Yeah.
How did it look to you?
It's in bad shape structurally, but it's functioning properly during a normal storm, I would say.
And with all the rain, I mean, it's been a pretty wet summer.
Yeah, we haven't had it overflow once. No, we haven't had it overflow once.
You
The
have a
problem
regular-
is, Joe, on the sides, as opposed to being a concrete wall, it gave you balance. So rocks inside, metal wires, gradually they're falling over, leaning, the walls are leaning in. It needs some structural work there.
So we need to keep an eye on grants that
What-
are
Yes.
available?
Chase, what typically is a match? What typically is
For the
a match?
small water and sewer,
Yeah.
15% local match. So you're getting 15 cents on the dollar for a project.
Are there any other grants that are available?
Yeah, the local share account, the LSA grant.
Yeah, okay, you didn't do that. Okay, we have a lot we want to apply that for.
Yeah, that's such a broad funding program that you can pretty much ask for anything. It kind of becomes a free-for-all with everybody applying for equipment, projects, anything under the sun. But that is something that you could consider. You can ask for up to $1 million, zero match on that program. That opens typically every fall for the statewide ones, which is what Upper Yoder qualifies for. The only problem is they take a while to be awarded. So if you apply this round, don't expect to hear anything until at least next year, probably by the time they open the application
And then
period
we
again.
do the work in 2028.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Definitely put that on our radar.
Yeah.
Jared, do you have a cadence at which you investigate or look at that catch basin?
We check it after every heavy rain event.
Every
So there's one on, at the end of South Street where Orchard is. We check that one, as well as the one over on Berkeley Road.
I think that's prudent.
Right.
Thank you for doing that.
Okay.
I think that's all I had.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Public Works.
Works, for the month of July, we continue to maintain all of the grass at the township owned properties. We conducted berm and drainage work on Rita Street, Pocahontas Drive, and Venus Avenue. As I mentioned, we cleared the debris basins at Cell Street and Berkeley Road. We repaired a sinkhole at the intersection of Pallister Street and Elknut Lane. We also installed wedge curbing on South Clearfield Street and Elknut Lane. We also trimmed some trees and overgrowth on Sandy Drive, Tiffany Street, Brothers Lane, Cary Court, and Kennesaw Lane. Two things I wanted to talk about that aren't on my report. As I mentioned last month, I was meeting with the gas company about Old Orchard Way. They have a mainline project scheduled to start. It's going to start here next Wednesday on Old Orchard Way. Met with them, made it adamantly clear that they need to keep that road open. As narrow as it is, they have to make arrangements for emergency service vehicles to get through and still have access, as well as school buses. So they're well aware of that. The other thing,
How are they gonna do that?
it's tight. The road's gonna have to be closed while they're digging, but they're gonna have road plates in place, throw the road plates in and kind of work around it. Obviously, they're not gonna be able to start until the school bus goes through. That's just not, it's not feasible to.
How long is this project supposed to take?
It's not as long, it's about 2,000 feet, whereas over at Susquehanna and Luzerne Street was around 3,000, almost 4,000 feet, so I don't know, maybe 3 weeks at the longest, hopefully.
And then they'll pave curb to curb?
They will eventually, yeah, so the problem with that is if it takes longer than 3 weeks, we're getting towards the tail end of paving season, and I don't want to allow them to pave in inclement weather, because then we end up with a terrible road, so it's going to be a little bit of a playing game there.
Plowing will be fun.
It will be very fun, yeah. But I have good contact with them, and obviously they're responsible to maintain that road until final restoration, so they will. Speaking of final restoration, during that meeting, I spoke to the restoration coordinator for People's Gas, and they're going to start the saw cutting for the base repairs over on Luzerne Street Extension and Haddonford Street. So the way they'll do that, they'll come in, saw cut 1 foot back from the existing ditch, base repair, and then about a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, they'll come in, mill the entire road, and then overlay the entire road. So I don't want people to get up in a tizzy if, you're gonna be waiting a week or two at least until they come back and pave the entire road. But the base repair is not the final draw. They're gonna pave the entire road.
And how is paving our project?
For our project, so we're looking at about second or third week of September, the last contact I had with yourselves, as far as starting.
And then
I think we're a substantial completion date. I have it in my phone. Hold on 1 second.
and residents will be notified?
Yeah, ahead of time. As soon as I hear good from them, I think September 17th or 18th is our substantial completion date we have in our contract. So they have to have it completed by then.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No.
Do you want to bring up about that truck?
You have two.
Oh, yeah, so we had an issue with our 10-ton dump truck, our International. It blew 2 of its overload springs. So it's kind of I was on vacation last week. I was trying to get the gentleman to give us a quote, an estimate to get the work done. There was a little bit of miscommunication there. He went ahead and did the work. So we have a bill for about $2,600 that we're gonna have to pay Camber Springs to get it's kind of a moot point. We're gonna have to, it's a truck that we use primarily, we're gonna have to get the work done regardless, so.
I'll ask for a motion to pass the bill to be paid for $2,649.92.
So moved.
Just so you know, that was a 2018 with original springs on it, so the shelf life's about done on it anyway.
And you have another one?
80 seconds.
Second.
Oh, okay, who seconded?
Me, Joe.
Okay. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. What about the other?
That's on the agenda.
Okay.
If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it now if you'd like, it's
Why
up to
don't
you
we just
guys.
do it now and it'll be done, it'll be all.
Yeah, so it's to replace the hose on our leaf vac.
Right.
The hose that's currently there, again, is an original hose from the leaf vac. It has about 3 holes in it. We have miner's belt and duct tape holding it together currently. It would definitely speed up the process a little bit by putting a new one on.
Okay.
How do we do on leaf collection, or how we do this it's not done yet. But there's, I mean, these are out there. Are you guys doing any of that yet, or are you waiting?
We're not, we're waiting.
Except for storm debris.
Yeah, well, obviously if they're on catch basins or something like that, we clean them up, but typically, I think last year we started end of September, maybe early October,
The leaves are gonna be greener longer this year.
yeah.
Okay, I'd like to have a motion to accept, to pay $1,604, what?
On the bill list? Was this on the bill list?
No,
I'm
no, we
sorry.
have to make a motion.
Okay, sure.
We have to accept the motion to $1,641.20.
So moved.
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Passes.
Thank you, Jared.
These are additional expenses that
Right,
were
right, right.
purchased. Okay. Next, we have here, Westmont Hilltop Recreation Commission. A lot of it was already covered with the heroes. A lot of the other funds or events are going on at the Westmont Hilltops, specifically at the Grove, and there are rentals out at the Ridge. There is football camp being conducted, free tennis, blood drives, toning exercises, and a wrestling club, and the girls' volleyball clinic is back. Yesterday, the Ridge Master Site Plan Group met out with HRG out at the Ridge and toured it for a site evaluation. And they included looking at the mound and Engfield.
I thought that was just for the bridge,
What?
that grant that they got,
Yes, they are.
just for the ridge?
Yes. Yeah, it's for the
Well,
Ridge.
why did they look at Enfield and the Mount?
Because they were actually looking at that as a possibility that if HRG wants to look at something else, they can while they're here. They're coming from Pittsburgh. So they were just looking it over.
Okay.
And anyway, this is a recreational thing, and that would be through the recreation. Okay, unfinished business. Police equipment update.
On that equipment, I talked to the chief of Glendale Regional. He's been appointed Chief Zach Stump. I gave him till before our next meeting to decide which way they want to go with the equipment. We've held it long enough. If they can't come up with funding before that time, then we were going to sell the equipment. I told him that. So we're moving forward with that. He's going to talk to his municipalities who are involved in the region to try to come up with some funding. Initially, he told me he was waiting for state grants, and I said, we can't wait that long. I said, we want to get rid of the equipment, you have 30 days, and I talked to him last Friday, so we'll go from that point, move forward with it.
And then you are also, we do have, unless you took it today, the Dell computer that's over there. We have the Dell computer, it's sitting here. Okay?
There's a computer there, whether it's a Dell or not, I'm not sure. But yeah.
No, it's here.
It's a laptop,
Okay, yes.
it's a
Yeah,
laptop.
it is, it's here.
Because there's confusion on the paperwork. On one piece of paperwork we had, West Hill said no, and another piece of paperwork it said yes. So that's why there was a miscommunication, and the chief indicated they definitely want it, so that's part of the sale.
And we did locate it on Judy Fecco's billing list. You are paying for it. So if you
Okay.
want to take it, you can, and if you
Yep.
don't, we'll find somebody else.
Absolutely, I'm gonna always use a court computer, so.
Yeah, okay, and it's been cleaned up and it's here for you as well as some mail.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. 110 Sunray HVAC upgrade. Does anyone want to talk about that? I want to mention that since Mark Services was in May, everything's been working very well.
You had to say it.
No, knock on wood.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
but it
break
has. No, don't blame me. I know you do anyway, it's okay. I'll take it. But, what we'd like to do is look into perhaps an LSA grant that would work on this, because even though they're working now, that we still know that they're not going to last forever, and it wouldn't hurt to do have a proposal drawn up for that.
Yeah, I believe they're over 30 years old. I think they're past their life expectancy. I think it's time we apply for a grant. As Chase was saying, if we apply for those grants now, we might not get it till September of next year, and then look for 28, maybe to replace the system. So it takes a motion. I make a motion that we start the process in getting an LSA grant to move forward with replacing our air conditioning units.
Now, that requires we would incur an expense for a proposal or a bid or some type of a quote,
Quote.
right?
So you would need that to apply for
That's,
those.
yes, you do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to have a quote.
So we'd like
You
to,
have to advertise for a quote.
No. Well, yeah, I guess you could.
okay. So then I'd like to have a
I
motion.
motion, I made the motion.
Okay. Those, second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have the police entrance improvement project.
So, obviously, everybody is aware now, West Hills is gonna be moving over here. When is, the $6 million question. I am suggesting to the board that that entrance is terrible. It's leaking water again after we had it fixed. Sue has pictures of that, documenting it. The base of that is just crumbling away. The only goodness that exists on that entrance is the railings.
That they paid for a
Yeah,
couple of years
the
ago.
railings are really nice. Too bad everything underneath them isn't. So if, I'm glad we had a resident talk about our fund balances. We have a sufficient amount of funding within our current budget to address that very directly and make it the entrance that we deserve as a community. That's not deteriorating, not leaking water into the building, not rusting out all the frames of the doors. So I spoke to the commission, police commission on Tuesday, and I would like to recommend to the board that we go into a design-build process to revamp that entrance. We'd already talked about putting a roof over it to protect it. I suggest we table the roof and have that be part of the design-build to really make that a centerpiece of this community. So when you're at Goucher Street, you're gonna look and you're gonna know that this is the West Hills Police Home, okay? And in addition to that, we're making some improvements to the front of the Upper Yoder side of this place. So it doesn't look like it, a Chinese restaurant that services 19 different things, and you know which door to walk through. This is going to be a significant expense, but if you look at our fund balances, we do have the funding for this, and Sue did some legwork on the numbers here recently as well. Between the interest we're earning on the money we have and the rental income that we are getting, we're bringing in over $200,000 a year in that space. So I am suggesting and recommending to this board that we move forward with a design build and greatly improve that entrance of the building to the police department and what is our back door, but maybe design build, we'll say make that the front door. I don't know. We'll see. But improve it, make sure our handicap access is at that door. You don't have to go around the building to walk in if you're not able to walk up steps. Everything should be right there for our residents and take care of them. So I will put that motion on the table that we enter into this process. I want to include in that I want to keep our thumb on this so it moves. And I'd like to recommend that Supervisor Skrasik and Jared work together as program managers, project managers for this particular effort to keep it on track and to keep it moving forward at speed. And yes, this is going to cost some money, but it's money we have. And, there is absolutely no reason to not improve that entrance for the township and the police department that I can think of. So I will make the motion that we move forward with the process of design build. Jared, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I just echo your statements. I think it would certainly impact on the community, and, West Hills
Be a great start for them.
And Dan, do you have anything?
Anything, Dan?
The only thing it's necessary, I said the last meeting, just to put a roof on that, it's like putting a convertible roof on a 34 Packard that has no body. And then the base is falling apart, the blocks are falling off of it. We have to do it. We have the funding available. We should make our residents and the residents of the commission proud of this building, and we should move forward with it. I totally agree.
So I make that motion.
One thing that I want to add though
Yes, sir.
is that, I think it's important that we do, include the handicapped people instead of forcing them around the building, because then it's, it can become a safety factor because there's nobody back there. And also include the roof over the ramp. It
Absolutely.
would have to, cover everything.
I'll second that motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. So then, now that that's passed, we're talking about the police entrance, then do we want to have the following year be the front entrance? Let's work through this
I think
one.
design build's gonna teach us a lot and show
And
us
then we can move
a little
forward
more what
on
we
it.
need.
So we're aware of that.
Yes.
We just don't want to ignore the fact that out front there's.
Oh,
things
my gosh,
that-
no.
that are- okay.
And, I would not be opposed to, and I don't, again, I'm spitballing here. Maybe that's our main entrance for the township. I don't know. I think ideally, there would be some modification to the inside here. I don't necessarily want to get into that expense. This certainly inside works better than over there. But, I don't know. I think we should, move forward with this. And I think we're gonna learn a little bit along the way, but this is something we can definitely do for the residents and for this building and make sure this is a landmark in our community for not just the Upper Yoder residents, but all the residents of the West Hills Police Commission. Quick note on that as well. We're talking LSA grants, so I'm gonna put my little LSA suggestion. We need parking on that side of the building. We need to clean that up. We need to clean up the traffic around this building. I would like to recommend that we see what it would take, and I think we've done a little bit of investigation of what that side could look like, with a complete circle around the building, with parking spaces over there, especially for the magistrate's office. What could that look like? What would that cost? I would suggest that from an LSA perspective, we move forward and throw that on the list of potential LSA projects.
Okay, Chase, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think that's a great idea. And the township already did have I'll call it a conceptual design done. And last year, we did submit that. Haven't heard anything back yet. They haven't awarded.
It's about
them,
due,
so-
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, depending on if they push the announcements. But yeah, that is in the works right now. The application is created. So even if you don't get it from last year's round, everything's already.
But there's a
there. You just update
possibility
the-
that we would have to apply
Again.
even before this one's announced.
Yes.
That happens,
It does,
yeah. So
unfortunately.
we might want to just.
Well, I would like to resubmit that application.
Yes,
when
let's
the
just
time is
polish
appropriate.
it and read it.
Yeah, it would basically just,
Yeah.
So then, yes, we'd like to have a motion for that.
I will make a motion that we resubmit the LSA grant for the side parking and improved physical property on that side of the building.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
You want me to do the next ones?
Yes, so now we have 3 topics on this agenda: the revision of solicitation ordinance, revision of garbage recycling ordinance, amusement tax ordinance. And Joe, do you want to mention what we?
Yeah, so what we are doing, and I appreciate the residents' concern that, these are on here, and I have recommended to this board that we get moving on these and do something or get them off the agenda. So we are having a workshop. We are going to schedule and advertise for a workshop on August 31st. So that will be 6 p.m. So that will be advertised. We are going to have a workshop. We already have drafts of all 3 of these. We are going to make sure they are buttoned up and then follow the approval process that is required upon us to make these happen. to whatever degree is appropriate as a board as we decide to either enact or not enact certain ordinances.
On September the 17th.
On September the 17th, we will be introducing whatever we choose to in related to those three. And I'll do the data center zoning amendment. I don't know, do you want to take that?
Here, well, we have 211 Columbia property update. That one is in works with Lisa Daly, and Mark Walker is working on that. And as far as the data zoning amendment, this is an amendment that's just to be sent to the Planning Commission. And on here, the way it is stated is a motion to authorize and forward to the Township and County Planning Commission, along with the authorization to advise for adopting at a September meeting. I'd like to have a motion for that. No motion? Okay, so then it's not going to pass. Okay. Okay, next, we have here
We did the basin.
Berkeley
We did the
Hill
basin.
Basin debris that was already done, and Berkeley Hills Cemetery tree. We received a letter from Representative Frank Burns related to his concern about the residents, a resident that lives along there, and there's a tree that's in question at 100 Stone Side Street. He asked that we reach out to them if we have any record of ownership, and at that time, I believe that Alice did reach out to them. The employee of Representative Burns is no longer there that was doing the research, so an additional employee is looking into that about ownership in the terms of whether or not it's not an abandoned property because it's being cared for. So that's the status on that. Okay. And we have here supervisor reports. Ed's not here. Dan, do you have anything?
Nothing that I want to report on.
Okay, I have a couple things. I have here that I attended the Cambria County Transit program that they're offering. They have one representative that represents the township that attends the informational meetings in Evansburg. And they reviewed the formula that's used, that's mandated by the state. I learned that I wasn't aware that there are no transit authorities in Bedford or Somerset County, but we do work well with Westmoreland and Blair, and we do have reciprocal busing through those. But the increase is annually to specific municipalities, but not all in the county. Some rural municipalities, even though their residents may travel to a bus stop that is near there, if the bus does not pass through their municipalities, they do not pay the money that we do, or the others that have active usage. And that is at 4%. That's mandated by the state. They're working on a formula to make it more cost effective and helpful to spreading it across all municipalities. And I will attend the PEMA training. Tim, I'm not sure if you are. I just have to take it off it's on the 27th, and it's in Evansburg. And it's for rollout damage assessment aids to better report assessments. And it's a desktop computer program that they're offering at the EOC Center. They ask that representatives from all townships go, and I'm assuming that somebody is going from the police, the fire department? No? Okay. Well, then I'll share.
That's a work day.
Okay. And, then the other thing is that we have a surety bond here. The township property and casualty insurance policy was renewed, and you, Dan did meet with them. But they did suggest last month that you increase the surety bond coverage. Currently, it's $25,000 per employee. Could we, at that time, they did make a recommendation. Would you like to make a motion at all, or just, we'll make the motion and discuss about increasing it?
It was 25 now,
Yeah.
and they suggested increasing it
Per person.
per person.
Person.
Okay, per incident. They didn't come up with a figure, they didn't actually give us a figure, they just said the increase. I would suggest that we double it and make it 50,000 per employee. Would be my motion and recommendation.
Did I miss something? Was there cost to that associated with that?
There's going to be some, did he say a little bit of increase in our coverage?
Yeah, my little bit and your little bit.
Maybe two different little bits, yeah.
What little bit of.
Well, we have until September 29th. We can actually, I would maybe
Well, then
suggest that let's table it till our next meeting.
Again, I'm not opposed to it, I just.
No, let's table it to our next meeting and get an exact cost.
We should be on the agenda.
Okay,
I
we
want
should
this
get
on the
exact-
agenda at the next
Yes.
meeting to discuss and vote, get the information on the amount that's involved.
How much
and then
increase
we'll
it would
put
be.
on there.
That'd be fine.
Okay, thank you.
I believe, if I may real quick, it was gonna be, like, our premium was not going to be increased. There were some things that we were taking out, remember?
I believe.
From the police end of it. So it was sort of like an offset, where our overall premium was not going to be increased.
Okay.
But we should make sure. But the other thing is too, that Jared went through and Alice went through the line by line item, and there were items that were on there that the township did not own. So those are coming off. So some things were being billed to the sewer authority, some things we just didn't have. So we were gonna review the policy, and I think we do that before our September meeting and go forward with that.
Yeah, and they actually did just forward the paperwork for the renewal, and Jared and I talked, we're gonna go over that.
That's
To
fine.
make sure everything was taken care of.
Okay.
Then we'll make sure that is taken care of. Okay, thank you.
Sue, can we go back to the bus schedule with the payment fees from the boroughs and townships? It's my understanding that they're the northern county,
Right,
they get rural service, but they pay no fees.
correct.
Okay, so,
That rural service does not travel into their municipality. Instead, those people drive to a certain area and get the bus,
Park and ride.
okay,
park and ride.
so
That's part of the
the
discussion.
lower half of Cambria County is absorbing this cost.
That's why this program was
Or the
established.
residents or our taxpayers are absorbing this cost.
Yeah, and that's why we're having these meetings.
So one thing that needs to be brought up is you got Walmart, and I mentioned this, that, they have 50+ stops a day. And it's on their private property. It's not out of the street where the people have to walk in. And our municipality along with, Westmont, Southmont, whoever's using the buses, is paying for that Walmart,
Right.
including Richland,
And that was discussed
okay?
at the meeting, yeah.
Because those buses stop on private property, they stop at Greystone, they stop at Walmart. They're making Galleria stops, they're
They
not,
stop at HGA
right,
on a regular basis, yeah.
And Giant Eagle.
in Giant Eagle, but those people aren't contributing to that bus stop. They're benefiting from it. And other than Giant Eagle, a lot of those don't even pay taxes. So I think our residents are getting taken advantage of. I think I counted, there's 31 stops on Goucher Street from, the Westwood line to the Franklin Street. I don't know, the school bus doesn't stop that many times on Goucher Street.
Okay.
But,
that is-
but I just don't
that's
think,
all part of-
but I think Walmart should have to pay something to have 50 bus stops a day. Because they're definitely benefiting from it.
That's all part of the discussion, because they
Okay.
realize it's been I think that formula was used back in the 60s, so that it has not been updated. Okay, Joe, do you have anything?
Yeah, do we want to do that now?
What? Tell me. Oh, no, okay. And Dave, do you have anything?
I don't, I just gave you my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you. It's more like 25 cents.
Okay, I gave you my quarter.
Okay, so now we have new business. 670 Goucher Street, the Township Real Estate Exoneration. Do you want to talk about that, Joe? Because I know that was
So the building the sewer authority now occupies, it has a county tax bill and it has a Upper Yoder Township tax bill. We have to do 2 things if this board chooses to do so. We would have to approve exonerating the township portion of the tax. And secondly, we would have to send a letter to the county to ask that the county portion of the tax be exonerated as well. So 2 separate motions, I believe they need to be done as. But we're asking for, and I'm recommending to the board that we make those motions. I will make the first motion that we exonerate that property from township taxes, and now that it is in possession of the sewer authority. So that motion is on the table.
I second that one. I will. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And the second motion would be to send a letter up to the county requesting that they exonerate the county portion of the taxes on the property, which is 670 Goucher Street. That motion's on the table.
And I'll second that.
I'll third it. Just because they give everybody else a break and us.
Okay. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The amount totals $3,741.63 is what we're
But that's
talking
not
about.
all ours.
No.
No,
Some
that was,
County.
that was that one. And, both letters will go out to both the commissioners and to Larissa
Yes.
and the Camden counties.
And just to make things clear, I guess the sewer authority would have to contact Westmont School for their tax portion.
Okay, they'll handle all that at another
Okay.
time, yeah, okay. Okay, next is the front entrance signage. If you've noticed when you come in, we're trying to work out the signs so that when somebody comes up, they're aware that they're either going to the district magistrate's office or the township. And some of the things that Jared has been able to do very well is remove it. You can go into a side business doing that. And we have on the table 2 proposals here. One was from JRC Visuals for $525 to replace the vinyl that's on there and put a new sticker that has our emblem. And the other was from RPM for $675, but that was asterisked as ballpark pricing. It would need to measure exact to get an accurate quote.
Actually,
So-
695.
I said, oh yeah, that's right, it was $695 with the tax and fees, $695.25. So we're talking about $525 and $6,
$170.
yes,
Does anybody familiar with JRC's visuals? I have not heard of them.
yes.
Where are they at?
They're out of the, they're an Upper Yoder resident that's in the upper area. His name is Greg Clement.
Do they have a storefront somewhere, or do they?
No, he does this work as a,
Sign guy.
yeah, side business, yeah. You know, you can do, I think you can do a lot of that remote, yeah.
I make a motion, we accept the lower bid of $525 from JRC Visuals.
And I'll second that, being that the other quote is not a firm price
And
either.
it's floating.
Yeah.
Right,
Discussion is, does JRC Visuals have tax included in theirs? Since it's a nice road number.
it says here, totaled installed price.
We don't pay tax.
We don't pay-
We don't pay
Okay.
tax.
Yeah.
All right, I was just looking at the RPM one. And do we know, does JRC, since it is a side business, have all the appropriate comp? I hate to be a stickler with that, but we gotta be careful.
Okay,
So the approval would be based
how about
on,
contingent on that?
contingent on,
And then if it isn't, then we need to have a rebid from RPM and be more specific on
Yes.
what the cost is before we approve it.
Yes.
Okay,
okay.
okay. So then we already have it motioned and second, and those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Contingent. So we'll ask about that one. And we have open positions, administrative office and public works. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, we're using this new agenda, assistant municipal secretary position. Joe, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, so we did have, used to have another township secretary, did a great job. Unfortunately, for us, she moved up and out and took on another career, and we obviously wish her well, but Alice has been, you know, manning the fort alone. We really need some help in the office there, and I would like to, you know, make a recommendation to this board. We went through the interviews, had very good interviews this time. I was really happy with all the candidates that came in. But one stood out, I think clearly, and I would like to suggest to this board that we hire Lacey Grassmeyer as Assistant Township Secretary to the open position that we currently have. There's obviously some other things we just need to work through, make sure everything lines up, but I would like to put that motion on the table that we hire Lacey.
Second.
We have our contract with ASME, with the road crew and the township secretaries, expires December 31st. We are currently working under an MOU because we raised the rates for the road crew and the township secretaries. I am going to be talking with our representative to modify that MOU again, because we have quickly found out with the next item on the agenda, which is Public Works open positions, is that we were not competitive when it comes to paying road crew and secretaries. So I am going to be talking with the representative from ASME hopefully tomorrow and reworking that MOU to further increase the hourly rate for the position of Assistant Township Secretary. So that's just more information, but that's going to be occurring tomorrow. But regardless, that is, the motion on the table is to offer the position to Lacey Grassmeyer.
At the current MOU rate?
At the current MOU
And
rate,
then
yes.
with the understanding that there could be other additional.
Yeah, and that MOU only is until the end of the year.
End of the year.
Correct.
Because we are in contract negotiations, and hopefully that's gonna increase through negotiations, which we're
Yep.
sure it is. But
Yep.
we wanna move forward with this and get Ms. Grasmeyer in as soon as possible.
Okay. Those in favor?
I need a second.
No, I think we did.
David
Yeah,
seconded.
You got it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Okay, Public Works. Open positions.
So I just want to talk about this one. This goes to that MOU. We held interviews for open position at the road crew, and we had some nice candidates come in. One candidate, again, stood above all the others, and we offered that candidate the job, and he ghosted us. Absolutely just ghosted us. And that was at the increased wage. So it is back out, so anybody in the audience, anybody watching this tomorrow, anybody know anybody that would like to, you know, looking for a full-time position, very stable, we are looking for road crew workers, and again, we have an MOU in place that increases the wages for those folks until the contract, new contract for January 1, and it's an opportunity. I really hope people come out, because Jared needs the help,
And those who don't have a CDL, we pay
we pay to get your
to get your
CDL.
CDL.
What's
if
the-
you'd like it.
What are the rates you're offering CDL versus non-CDL?
There's like a $3 difference, but they're all north of 20 an hour.
I can give you the exact rates, they're in our last minutes. You keep talking.
I think it's $20.50 non-CDL to start and $22.50.
Here it is.
With CDLs.
It is, non-CDL, $20.50, CDL, $22.50, mechanics, $26.
And like Sue said, we are paying, if you don't have your CDL but would like to get one, we will pay for you to go get it.
Get your CDL.
All right? I hear you talking about it.
What'd you say?
I think Dave's trying to get his wife to apply. I could tell by the look on her face. Dave's walking home tonight.
I'm gonna call this salt. And then we did the approval for the leak factor repair, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we already did that one. And now, under the PAMA annual conference, Alice has presented to us that in Cranberry on September 13th to the 16th, there's a conference, and they actually work with grants, finance, budgeting, and legislative updates. And she had asked that she applied for the $299 grant, but she will not find out about it. They decide tomorrow and would announce on the 24th. The township expense would be a 2-night stay at the facility. If she gets the grant, contingent on that, she would ask permission, thank you, my shirt's caught on there, to attend this conference.
When's this conference?
It's September 13th to the 16th. It's just before our next meeting on the 17th, where she would have packets ready beforehand, and
My only concern with that,
yes,
and you know what I'm gonna say,
yes,
we are likely going to have a new hire starting.
and she's in the room with us if anyone wants to know.
I mean,
How do you, she might cancel now.
Is this something that would be beneficial for both of you? To send two folks?
It could be, yeah, it's for, administration.
That we could just close the office.
I think that would be a better move than,
Yeah.
here, go swim.
Yeah,
Here's your floaty.
Yeah.
Cindy, would you be able to attend something like that? It's overnight in Cranberry, PA.
I mean, yeah, when are we coming back?
September 13th to the 16th. It would be a Monday, Tuesday. Come back.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, but you were thinking,
It goes to Wednesday, but I said really, Wednesday's just like a closing,
You don't need that.
and I don't need that.
And I'm by,
The first week of
Hmm?
dance.
that's
pardon
the
me?
first week of dance?
Yeah, so I don't wanna miss that Wednesday.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, you'll
So
be
that
back
would
Wednesday.
You'll be back.
You'll be back.
Yeah, it'd be a long
And by
day.
no means is this mandatory.
Yes,
This is a
yes.
suggestion at best.
And you
Offering
get-
you a training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a better idea than me trying to be here by myself.
I'm glad you attended tonight. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about this.
Great idea, Joe.
We'll
I
train
think we
you
should
Yeah.
do it.
CDL.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, she is working on her.
So,
Yeah.
I will make a motion that we approve for Alice +1 to go if appropriate, and if it works out. There's other things we can do if it doesn't work out quite that way. But I will make a motion that we approve for Alice to go there and a +1 if it works out.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes?
Thank you.
Okay, I like that idea, thank you. Correspondence, I think we discussed almost all correspondence during the meeting. We have our franchise fee payment detail from Breeze Line, and we all get $13,928 for the quarter. There's exoneration of taxes, there's a court in Cambria County Courts on the 28th, it's a Friday. And now we're down to public, pardon me.
I have one thing that came in today.
Okay.
And that is, the home over here, they're going to have their parking lot repaved.
Oh, okay.
and
I
they've
did see
done-
that noted back there. Okay.
Yeah, so they would like permission to use our parking lot, and I told them if it was approved tonight, that they would have to park in the very back side.
What days?
He said probably within the next week or two.
But when it is it ever on a Wednesday when we have court?
They know we have court, and that's what I told them. He said it would not take up the whole parking lot, he said it would just be the back section.
And we'd encourage them also to use, reach out to HGA. You know, because that's an empty lot over there, and they could just
It's
walk
not too
across
empty
the
during
street.
the day, so.
Pardon?
It's not too empty during the day.
No, on this end it is. At this end closest to us it is, not, you know, that area.
I don't see any problem with that,
Right.
and it's just,
Right.
it doesn't need board action, it's just, you gotta
Right.
think
Yeah.
about it.
Right,
I just
that
wanted
doesn't
some
need a
permission.
mission.
I didn't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
give that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And public participation. Okay.
Signing up for CDL training?
Where are you in the doghouse?
You have the Uber number?
He has 2 fine legs, he can get home.
You go, girl.
So I wasn't very happy about last month's meeting. I was left here pretty upset. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Definition of men, a human being of either sex, a person. Definition of equality, the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities. Woke. Do you even know the meaning? You should learn the word prior to using. How offensive. Do you realize what you have done? How many people have been affected by your comment? Labeling people by their views? Oh, but that's okay, right? Your derogatory comment is unacceptable. You're not in preschool. This is a professional government environment representing the residents. Oh, but this is how we've done this in the past. It worked back then. Why can't it work now, right? Get with the times. The days of discrimination and racism are over. Get over it or get off the board. We need responsible individuals to look in the future, not dig up the past. Let's move on to a bigger and better future for the community. Chief writes, always thinking health and safety of the community first. You are a prime example of the type of leadership we need in our community. Joe and Dave, your probing questions involving township issues or recommendations are priceless. That's very refreshing. Stop with the one-sided, what's in it for me mentality. You know who you are. Wait, is it greed? Your one-sided outlook on self-serving rather than serving the residents of the community. I am but one voice in a large crowd. However, as a United States disabled female Air Force veteran, I am well aware of right and wrong, respect and disrespect. Listen to the people. Don't hide behind the good old boys mentality. Just do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, anybody else would like to speak?
I want to speak, but I want to go last. Dave, you want to speak?
All right, I'll go ahead.
Go, no, you,
You want me to go now?
yeah,
Okay, boss.
please.
A couple of things, let me explain it to you. I'm woke. Dan, you still have an unsolved murder from what, 25 years ago? Okay. Well, listen, okay, I know the background on it, I know the whole story. It was wrong. You want me to bring it up? I'll bring it up. Sue, you spent like 2.5 years disrespecting me. You're gonna teach me about police work? Just like the flock camera thing. It all started with Dan making a stupid comment. You know what? I don't like flock cameras, okay? And I think they're misused, they're clearly wrong. You said, oh, it catches drug dealers. First of all, Sue, let me tell you something. In all my handling of drug dealers, the majority of real drug dealers don't even use their own vehicle. They do rentals. Enterprise has a list, loss prevention department. You're not allowed to rent from them once you screw them. The only people you get in their own cars, people that don't have any resource, don't have any drugs. Real drug people, they have somebody car in another person's name. John can explain it to you better. But I'll tell you what, I've been involved in hundreds of drug arrests. Don't teach me about police work. I guarantee I can match anybody with that stuff. You sat here for 2.5 years talking out your ass about me, never worried about what I had a problem. Never. You just looked at me, oh, mutual aid. Mutual aid is not playing the Ferndale Jubilee for 3 hours. The whole thing is wrong. Dan comes in, and the other guy clowned 47 grand. He should have been fired. It would have been his 4th termination. He already had 3. I just don't get it. But the lack of respect keeps me here. I would have never came. Chief says, I don't know how to make a 911 call. Me, I can call 911 right now and hang up. I'll get a cop here. I guarantee you, for you to say that to me, Sue, scares me. Because you don't know shit. And your only goal is, like I said, you want to be a county commissioner. So you'll sit here and play social butterfly everywhere around the county so everybody sees you and thinks, I'm going to dedicate my life to make sure you don't get elected. I promise, okay? That's it for tonight. I've had enough.
I'd like to make a comment, just sit down,
Yes.
related to flock cameras. I'd like to make sure that the public is aware that the township does not have a flock camera. They have a Motorola that is audited, and
SpaghettiOs or Chef Boyardee?
please,
Please?
and
SpaghettiOs or Chef Boyardee, that's the difference.
so what I'd like to also make the comment of the history of these cameras. There was a time when we used to have stickers on our license plates, and they were to notify the police that we had inspections. And, pardon?
Expirations.
Yes, and they would be expired at a specific date. And what we want to understand is that Governor Wolf's administration wanted to eliminate the stickers, and in the process offered grants to the law enforcement officers in the state to receive these cameras. And they were active on making sure that all officers had something to be able to monitor so they didn't have to incur the cost of the stickers. And that is how the history of those cameras came about. I'm just sharing that information because I did do the research, because I do care. Would you like to add anything more?
I can just say, as you said it, and I understand where Mr. Klanch is coming from as well. They are primarily the same, with the difference being Motorola, the ones that we do are deployed on our vehicles. I can tell you are audited. That is something I am involved with. It's something we looked at very closely recently, obviously with everything in the forefront right now. And we do pretty much double the audits with ours. So I can tell you that we don't have the flock cameras, although again, I agree with your assessment. But ours are primarily for law enforcement use and have some stricter regulations attached to them. And our department is making sure that those regulations are followed.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, I'm going to speak now. My name's John Klanch. I'm going to speak, first of all, about a couple of things. First thing I wanted to bring up was flock cameras. Yes, what I wanted to bring up about them, okay, is, Sue, you're sitting here again like a chuckle fuck, speaking about things you don't know, because that was based on correspondence that was not reported that I did send to the board about that flock camera, right, Alice? I did send an email. Nobody bothered to. Yeah, I know. And to the board also. I did address it to the board. Anything addressed to you is addressed to the board. So, It should have been addressed as correspondence to you guys, okay? It's a flock camera, Motorola, whatever, SpaghettiOs, Ragu, Prego, okay? It's the same thing with the same technology to do surveillance, okay? And in a bad cop, I'm not saying John's a bad cop, but there are bad cops on that force, including Ian Osowski, okay? He's a bad cop, okay? If he wants to start tracking me, okay, he can start using that flock camera that's mounted over in front of former Petrick's Automotive location right over here on Goucher Street. That's where it is. It's at the corner of Goucher and South Street for anybody else that doesn't know, okay? And it is recording you every time you go by. It is doing open surveillance and government big overreach, okay? Second thing I wanted to talk about. John, I don't think you were on the force during this time, but I know old Matt Watts was, and Jimmy Stutzman was, and Dean was. I'll take you back to my youth. Dan, you were the chief of police back then. You can maybe speak to this, okay? In my youth, and maybe in some of your youths, okay, underage drinking happens, right? Kids like to smoke the doobies too, right? Okay? That's a fact of life. And you know what a new fact of life is? Is that parents are going to buy their kids these e-bikes, okay? And they're going to rip around town and they're going to do a bunch of shit, okay? Criminalizing behavior only makes for better criminals. Okay, because I can tell you, for as many times as I got chased by any of your officers or any West Hills officers, okay, with a keg, okay, and 20 of my friends, okay, maybe one of us would get caught, two of us would get caught, okay. One of my friends in particular actually didn't get his driver's license until he was like 25 or 26 because of all the underage drinkings, okay. But is that what you want to do? Is that the message you want? Is that the message you want to send to this community? That we're gonna start fucking with your kids over e-bikes? Come on. You guys sound like a bunch of crotchety old fucks going, oh my God, they're gonna be, and you're using the veil of safety? Come on now. Come on. It's because you don't like the e-bikes, you don't like the technology, okay? Kids are gonna keep buying them, parents are gonna keep buying them, kids are gonna keep asking for them, okay? They're only gonna get faster, they're only gonna get better. They are a technology that's gonna happen. I don't care what the legislation says in the state, okay? You can do better, okay, and put a directive out to not enforce the law. Okay, if it's about safety, make it about safety only. Not about regulating or making it criminal in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that makes more sense than in 1937, marijuana became illegal. Did anybody quit smoking dope? No. Mothers Against Drunk Driving went on a huge campaign in the early 80s to make it damn near a crime as bad as murder to go out and have a drink and drive. Okay, and now you guys are essentially trying to say the same fucking thing about e-bikes. Get over yourselves, okay? And man, do you guys love to spend that fucking money. Man, boy, you guys just have like deep, I mean, it's just money, okay? Joe, the building might need updated a little bit, okay? They don't need $1 million over there, okay? They don't need to be the highlight of the community, okay? Because right now, until that department is fully fixed and Osowski is gone, they are a burden on our community. Okay, they have cost you guys how much money in litigation and in civil rights claims? There are more coming. You guys got a letter on Tuesday stating an intent to sue. People are going to be individually named in that suit, okay? Because one bad cop, one bad apple does ruin the whole bunch when it comes to the boys in blue, okay? One bad cop destroys the whole department. Proof in the pudding is right here. You guys had how many bad cops? You had Blake, who was terrible, and you had Novotny, who was harassing me. Now you guys don't have a police department, okay? What are you gonna do when they keep harassing people and keep fucking with people, and then eventually you don't have a police department at all? The insurance company will stop at some point, will stop indemnifying the department. And then what? Then boom, one cop goes too far like Osowski did, okay? And the general fund's gone. Then how are you gonna pave the roads? How are you gonna pay Jared? How are you gonna send Alice to Cranberry? I think that's all I have for the evening. Thank you. Oh, I do have one more thing, actually, if you wouldn't mind. Today is my mother's 77th birthday, and I want to sing her happy birthday. If everybody wouldn't mind participating that with me, I'd appreciate that. So, Mom, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mom. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I do have one comment after you sit down. The e-bikes, I understand we want to follow the law. We do not, it is about safety. We do not want them to be out there pulling in front of other vehicles, and they need to understand the rules of the road. It does become dangerous when they pull out, they don't stop, and that's what we're concerned about. We want to keep them safe, keep them out of the emergency room, and keep our EMS from having to help them as well. So that was that was my understanding. I didn't know you were regulating them any other way. Okay.
It is under a safety aspect, but in that is education. So,
Right.
I mean, I'd like to add it is just educating them.
Yeah, because
If it's rules of the road, whatever it may be. I mean, that's realistically what we're
if they
looking
want
at.
to carry kids down the road, that's up to you.
You're not issuing any citations.
No,
It's just, it's all warnings and education, as you said,
And,
correct?
and actually, the citations are, I think there's talk of it being a Dairy Queen ice cream.
Yeah, they were
Because
talking-
they followed the rules.
Correct, they were talking about that.
Yes.
Yes, that is
That
something
is
we're
on the
looking into.
table.
Yes.
Okay.
One quick thing on the flocks, and I hate to pull a pin on this grenade and throw it in the middle of the room, but it's fun. Everybody's, and I laugh, everybody's up in arms about these flock cameras, you know, very legitimate reasons. Private sector has been doing LPR for over 25 years, gathering information while driving in parking lots and everywhere for over 25 years. And that data is owned by private companies that do whatever the heck they want with it. And that is not Flock, that's not Motorola. There are 37 companies out there that sell that crap. The cameras that are on the police cruisers, anybody can go buy it. And companies have, and they've been doing it for 25 years.
But they don't have arrest authority.
They don't, you're right there. You're right.
That's the inherent difference, Joe.
They don't use cell phone data.
No, they don't read cell phones.
No, it's LPR, they've been around forever. They're legitimate, any police officer can run, that's legitimate. So it doesn't for you, even on 100 plates in an hour, versus how many you gotta type in.
Correct, and that audit would show that I ran that 100 and what those plates were. That's what we've been, implemented, and that's the way that Motorola works. We will know through those audits who's running, what they're running, and when they're running. So we do have those audits.
I saw a company one time, when this first came out at LPR, collect over 60,000 plates in 12 hours. Attached with a picture of the back of the car, a picture of the license plate, and GPS data of where it was.
Turnpikes. My son just got nabbed speeding on one of those things, so it affects us all in one way, or another.
The scary part is, these are private companies.
Correct.
And granted, no arrest authority, right?
Yes.
And that's a good point, but it's scarier than most think.
Yes.
So on the e-bike comment, when I made the comment, I really wasn't focused on kids. Because most of the kids that come down my street, and I'm using my street as an example, they have helmets on and they're going through. It's the two adults that are on the big butted tires, the E4 series bikes that are going, and they're not stopping at the stop sign. They're going through at 35 mile an hour.
So what? Pedal bike, you can get like 35 miles. Absolutely. I've done it. I used to do it. I just fit on a bike.
I can't do that.
We were not.
My age.
I'm saying I couldn't
can't even climb up the hill.
I couldn't do it today, but I'll admit that I couldn't do it today. But there was a day that I
I'm
used to.
just saying though.
How about, I'd like to have a motion.
She'd like to adjourn.
Yeah, I'd like to, you guys can convince about this out.
I'll make that motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. There will be no executive session.
He's still alive. Still much. Yeah, last year I got sort of. Asking for these 3 words.
Hey, let's read, Mom was a great person.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
It's fine, too.
Oh, it's a happy birthday, man. Hey, it's Dan's birthday too, everybody. You know, I think I knew that from back years ago. I'm not sure, but I think
All of a sudden, it's a great day.
Thanks, Dan.
But no, it was done this week.
Next meeting.
Oh, yeah. They just had to hear it. So they got that aggressive driving thing going on, or, they're trying to get out of there. Trying to make people more aware. When we have traffic, so that's probably about it.
Well, that road, I mean, was torn up for so long, but all the years growing up, one was my 7-year-old neighbor, the other was 17-year-old daughter, but $100 ticket. They should make that in a week. I mean,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
There was a big sign in one of the auto theft task force, I think it was one for it, and said, real police officers don't hide behind stop signs or in bushes or radar guns. They're out of
Troopers do.
They're out of street in the morning, catching stolen cars. What do you do at 3 in the morning? If you're out there at 3 in the morning, you're either drunk or bad. That's it.
And I can tell you this, obviously we're coming into the school, time for school. And so all of us, I don't think anybody's immune to the fact that we kind of get lackadaisical and not think about it, we're running late.
Summer.
Yeah, correct. Now we're getting to that point where, so probably what's going on there, and there has been some of that aggressive driving stuff going on. But it's kind of welcomed on our part. It's not saying you have to go out and ticket, but at least let them know you're there and make them cognizant of stop signs, intersections,
Right.
kids.
Stop sign. I mean, that's like, it leads to a felony, I guess. I just thought, come on.
Well,
You wouldn't do it. You would not do it. You would say, hey guys, come on, take it easy. Speaking of this thing with the e-bikes, I'm gonna say, back when I was young, I used to ride it over to Westmont, a motorcycle, a little dirt bike ride. Rager was one of them that chased me. I'm trying to think of who else was about 4 or 5 stops after me. Always wore a helmet. One day they saturated. They knew I was somewhere in Meadow. Ferndale was out there. Southmont was out there.
All looking for you.
They spent all afternoon. I rode a bike in the day basin, and my dad goes, "What's going on?" I said, I was coming down the hill from Peterson's to the water tank, and I said, he chased me. Well, he's not going to get me because I'm going through the woods. And I said, he's looking everywhere.
Oh, Dean used to chase me. When I had my quad when I was running and Alicia's kid now, he used to chase. I used to run around the neighborhood, and just I'm going to take it. Fuck you are,
You know as well as I do too. In the past, things have changed. Obviously, immensely. Well, today's a whole different world. And the worst thing we can do, is turn a blind eye to something like that. Because I can tell you this, and I've been there. The worst thing that we can do in this job is not try to at least educate. Minimum.
Right.
Because I've been on children deaths.
Somebody's
going to. And it's not.
Little kids, they cut across the road, they don't look between cars.
And that's our.
Then they sue the driver who was totally innocent. But it gets to court, and what happens? You killed a little kid.
But you're not bringing it back, and that's the problem. Now, I can tell you, I've been on those calls, and that's the last thing I want.
That is sad, and that is tragic. I wanted to bring up a point about that, too. I was in San Francisco over the weekend, right? And I was every corner. I was going to ask you, if you've been on Pittsburgh lately, do they have the rental e-bikes? Do they have the scooters?
They do.
So I mean, they're gonna come here. I mean, we'll get one stand downtown with 4 scooters on it at some point, maybe.
Let's think about this. Just put it in perspective.
Right.
I mean, when they first started these gas motors in these cars, Model A and Model T come out. I'm sure there was a lot of people that were,
You used to have somebody walk in front of you. So you couldn't drive your Model T faster than a person could walk with a flag announcing your presence of having a vehicle.
And where are we going from here? And I'm not saying that it's not needed, because I believe it is, but it has to come respectively to where we're at today.
People that can get
correct. That's what I'm trying to do.
They're not going away. No. These bikes are not going away. No, I mean,
we're not looking to do that. We're looking to just make. And I know the safety thing was a big thing with you, but we're looking to educate them, and through that education, we're hoping to maybe make it safer for them.
Right.
Is realistic.
Right.
Because again, at the end of the day,
right.
The worst thing you can have is something, and not even just a kid, but even an adult. It's something that could have been prevented.
Here's the situation that I think of, right? say you get an adult on one of these fast bikes, all right? I don't know how fast they go, maybe 40, 50 mile an hour, right?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. So.
But say one of you guys starts to chase them, okay? And first of all, I mean, like, you know, from having a dirt bike or whatever, okay, even an 80, you can outrun you guys. All you have to do is find a path in the woods, right? But when you're being chased, you are gonna be that's when you're gonna be reckless. That's when you're gonna be dangerous. That's the real thing. Like about when, you know, like when you guys just chase around with beers, right? You weren't. Let me say this from a functional. You weren't solving any problems. You were causing more problems by you being the hunter and us being hunted.
I know what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you probably have that perspective. You were about the same age. You probably have that perspective from my side, also from wherever you're from, and your buddy. And we get right. Okay, I don't want to I don't want to not acknowledge that because it's a real life, right? You know. And you know, but you know what that, you know, like I'm not getting fucking caught. I'm not losing my fucking life. If I gotta fucking run, you know, right? You know.
But again, let me also tell you this, and I mean, I know, you know, trust is a big thing.
Yep.
Police departments have to be trusted.
Yep.
And I'm telling you now, I mean, obviously, we're moving forward. You know, policies and procedures are coming. Those are things that people are going to be responsible for. They're going to have to,
good.
as I told tonight, they're going to have to know them, and they're going to have to abide by them. So, I mean, I don't want to sit here and tell you anything that's untrue because it's coming.
Well, hey, John,
So-
I do have faith in you as being in leadership because, and I can tell you, like what Joe asked me, okay, the department is going to get punched in the face with this next lawsuit. It's going to be really bad, and the basis is the fact that Osowski's back, okay, and he's still full time, okay, and he still follows me around, and he still is a danger to this community. Okay, and I know you won't and can't comment on that, okay, which is smart, okay, because we're still on camera, but still, this will be addressed, and I'm not even trying. At this point, I don't even care about any money. It's not going to be about money to me at this point. It's going to be that he needs to be gone, and that there is currently no internal investigations. The process is go talk to the old men, and Bob Morgan will laugh at you.
Well,
That's
again,
a problem.
Again, this is a work in progress, John. I mean, I can tell you, it's like I said,
Well, it's gonna be a
nothing,
learning experience for everybody.
nothing happens overnight, correct? I mean, and sometimes if it does, it's not done correctly. So let's just try to go forward with this thing, do it right.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I want you to. I hope, hopefully, at least one of you guys understands. Okay, that I'm coming from a position of trying to better your department for the betterment of the community, for the safety of our community. Okay, and unfortunately, the only process I really have is the federal court system, and that's what I'm going to use because it's effective. You know, and I've effectuated change here, so I can effectuate change in other places. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, you know, and honestly, your attitude and your demeanor about it is very good. It seems like, you know, like if we get to a point where like, hey, look, you know, a public relations officer that like, hey, look, you know, if you need any information or you know, like, you know, so hopefully, man, you know, I for once and this is the first conversation I've ever had with any of you guys, no shit, that actually gives me a tiny shred of faith.
Well, again,
so take that for what it's worth.
I appreciate that.
And I've known you for a damn long time. I mean, I remember the first time you ever fucked with me was up on the top of the gas line for smoking a fucking joint.
Just not too long ago. Didn't
What's
he?
that? Yeah.
Was it not respectful of your dad at that time?
He was, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. I understand. Oh, yeah, no, thanks.
I don't know if it's
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think I said all I had to say, so I'm gonna. Dave, do you have any parting comments?
Yeah, you know, I funny about it, because I was spending lots of ages, because they don't want to see us. Well, I mean, not these guys here, we're the smart ones. You know, when they, the ones going on, probably, smaller going legs, going with the wrong place.
That was a fun one. Damn near killed my phone battery. Long meetings. They like to talk at these Upper Yoder meetings, man. Boy, thorough. Nothing wrong with being thorough, though. Okay, so I'm gonna set down the tripod, see if Dave or Karen or anybody has any final words. I don't think so, but we're still gonna give them the opportunity, just because that's the kind of guy that I am.
Yesterday, it has to be tweaked. You know, the other thing they used to do was pay these guys who were
Have a pleasant evening, Mrs. Hill. I appreciated everything you said. You made a very valid point. I did. In fact, you know what? Seriously, I might clip that speech if it's okay with you, and just take care. Take care, John.
Mr. Klanch.
So,
Well, it's been a
Mr.
long meeting.
Shit.
Huh?
Mr. Sapp. It was a long meeting.
Oh, it was.
So
It's just funny. I mean,
Karen blew me away. I was almost in tears when she spoke.
Oh,
honest
she-
to God, I
she
was.
nailed
I was
it.
almost in tears when you spoke.
You nailed
mean-
it. You nailed it. Honestly, Dan was speechless. He's like, and I pulled off. I said, "Hey, you have an unsolved murder still going on, hanging over your head, right? You see what he did?" He goes,
Well,
listen, you fucked me. You're gonna pay the price."
I don't like I just got done explaining, you know, it's not even about anything, you know, I want to try to make this community better for everybody, you know, moving forward.
too.
I'm only 49 years old. I got a lot of life left. So,
You're a
you
kid.
know.
I just,
so-
my thing is, it's like Convo Lincoln. 2.5 years of talking out our ass. Oh, well, you know the little tags on your plate? Listen, LPRs have been around. It doesn't tell you. It'll tell you if there's a warrant at that address. It'll tell you the vehicle owner. It doesn't tell you who's in the car.
She gave me another opportunity to call her Chuckle Fuck.
Yeah, I know, thank you. I said, I want to say it again. Whatever thing you think you're going to do, go to the county. I would dedicate my life to making sure you don't get elected. I'm done with her. I'm done. Just like Barzeski. Hey, Red, where are you tonight, huh? You out with your boyfriend somewhere? Oh, well. Hey, John, always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
It is, yes, sir.
If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. And even if you don't have anything to say, leave a comment.
Like I said to Lorraine Burrow, if you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, fuck you, but leave a comment anyway.
You're removed.
Yeah, well, you know,
I got to see one thing. They seem very nervous around you.
I'm not commenting due to pending litigation. I'm officially taking that stance from here on out. Yeah, under advice of
Pro se and pro se.
of pro se and pro se. I am not going to comment on any pending litigation. So
Stay out of trouble.
yeah.
All right,
So all right, buddy. See you guys. Be easy. I'll see you. Hey, if you're watching me from home, thank you. Appreciate you stopping by. Like my new hat. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody for the evening. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. And again, if you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. I think I might do a little collage video of my San Francisco adventure too. So look for that here in the upcoming days. All right, thanks. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.